Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner of Worthyworthitpriceless, and today's podcast is titled Pour Again. I know a lot of you guys have been through something traumatic, just like me. And the last thing that you want to hear is that God is going to need you to do it again. He's going to need you to love again. He's going to need you to try again. And I know if you're like me, I've been through things, and I remember I was like, I'm not even trying this again. Like, whether it was a business thing, and at some points it was even that love of like, I'm not even going to try this again. I've been through too much stuff. I don't even want to, you know what I mean? I'm not even looking in that direction. But the encouragement that I want to give you is that God didn't allow you to go through all of that for that season or that part of your life to be over with forever. And I think with us sometimes it's like if someone hurts us, if something doesn't work out, we are to the point where we're like, I'm not even going to try it ever again. And what God is telling you is hopefully through this podcast that it is confirmation for you to get up and try again. In the Bible, in 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 1, God is basically talking to Samuel, and he says, you have mourned long enough for Saul. I have rejected him as king of Israel. So fill your flask with olive oil and go to Bethlehem. And now that is in the New Living Translation. So if you haven't read the Bible, what happens at this point, or what led up to this point, was that King Saul didn't basically work out. God appointed him, anointed him as king. And in those times, Samuel had to go, and basically he would fill up his flask with olive oil, and God would tell him who to anoint as king, and he would do it. Long story short. Well, another long story short, it didn't work out with Saul. And God told Samuel he had to do it again. Basically, you've mourned long enough. Get up, fill up your flask with olive oil, and do it again. And for us, we're sitting there and we're like, man, I don't want to do it again. And I know for myself, I told God, I'm like, I don't even have the energy to do anything else again. But what you have to realize is that God is going to give you and prepare you for what you need. He's going to give you the strength to actually love again. He's going to give you the strength in everything that you need to try that business that didn't work out beforehand. The reason why it will probably succeed this time is because God has given you experience. You know which way to go, which way not to go. In one season, you may have been rejected. In a new season, you'll be accepted. If you follow me on the blogs or whatever, I have basically stated that like my new obsession or whatever, but my new favorite artist that I love listening to is Lucky Day. And when I usually listen or I like an artist, I basically invest time in them because I want to realize or really, know who I'm following. Like, what are your beliefs, things like that. So I usually watch their interviews, listen to their music, all those things. So as I was listening to or watching Lucky's interviews, he was stating that basically he ran away from his sound. He was afraid. It was like basically it was rejected. And long story short, it was at the right time when producer D Mile actually believed in him, and they were all basically at this one point in life where they really didn't want to continue on in the industry. They didn't really care that much about what other people thought or whatever. They basically, it was their last ditch effort type of thing. And they made the music that they wanted to make and all that. Once again, long story short, what ended up happening was Lucky was nominated for 4 Grammys. And I said all of that to say is that you may be rejected in one season and accepted in another with that same formula that you used before, that same formula that was rejected before by all those record executives, or now they had to basically eat their words, and now he's Grammy nominated. And so we feel as though even in our life, we're like, man, I don't have it to give again. But God is telling you he's going to place the right people around you so you will be able to pour again, so that you will be successful. But the problem is with us is that when something doesn't work in one season, we want to give up completely. And God is telling you it's not time to give up completely. It may be a delay, but it's not a denial. Had that not happened, had D-Mile not believed in Lucky basically already said that he was basically going to give up. He wasn't even going to do music anymore. So imagine that's how a lot of us are. And we're like, God, why am I going through all this turmoil, this stress, all of this stuff? And God is saying, I'm going to give you the strength to try again. And once again, even at that time, like Lucky was saying that he was on E. But imagine how you may be in your life. You may feel that same way. But please, let the testimony of, or what I'm stating about what happened with Lucky, let that please be confirmation to you that if you just go after whatever God has placed on your heart to do, the right people will see you, the right people will invest in you, and it will be time for you to pour again. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. It's not over for you. God will take you from rejected to accepted. Even though situations have broken you, you are not destroyed. It's not over for you. Trust that God loves you and that the point that you have not died or that situation did not kill you is confirmation that your story is going to help someone else, that you still have more to do. Don't let it end where that whole situation may have been broken. God needed to break some things off of you to shake off the old you and to make you brand new when you walk into this new season. So trust and believe in God. Know that God has a plan for your life. It's not over for you. And he will fill you up with what you need so you can continue on the journey and the path that he has placed in front of you. Always know that you have worth, you have value. I love you. God loves you. Until next time, bye.